Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here at Game From Scratch, and have you ever wanted to add the real Gotham City to your game? Well, you can now, actually. If you wanted to, say, do level prototyping, you're creating a navigation, driving, flight type game, and you're looking for a real-world recreation of New York City, I got you covered today. This is from GeoPipe, and this is basically a free download of real recreated parts of New York City. Now, GeoPipe, I'm not fully understanding them, to be honest. I don't get what their business model is. I don't have a lot of success with a lot of their tooling here, so it looks like a very interesting, say, coming soon type thing. But for right now, it looks like to you and me, this basically is a way to download a reproduction of New York. But in the end, it does support all the major formats you'd like: FBX, OBJ, Collada, GLTF, and so on. It's also got a Unity SDK and an Unreal Engine SDK, although this is seemingly still in development. No idea where it actually is, and I couldn't get this to work, so we'll just ignore those. But there is a Unity option. I'll show you that in just a minute. And also, you can get in here and get it for free without paying a penny. You do have to sign up, though, but yeah, that's about the extent of it. So again, this is from GeoPipe. They're all about building interactive 3D models from the real world. They seem to be powered partially by Cesium on the back end. They just had a game jam where they had people create things from their best New York level. But once you've signed up, got things ready to go, you come here. And what you see, that is New York City. Now, you're supposed to be able to jump to a variety of different cities. If you go to their help, it shows you going to other cities. It seems like New York is all it exists. Again, there's a lot about GeoPipe I'm just not understanding. But what is here actually works pretty good. So I've already zoomed it in on an interesting part of the city. This is New York, powered by Bing Map. We're just going to zoom in. Oh, it changed my zoom. Okay, that's annoying. So we're going to pick a part of New York that we're interested in. I don't know New York that well from aerial maps. So here, this is the main part of Manhattan. So I'm going to pick this part right here. You can obviously zoom in, pan around, and so on. And then you pick the area of New York that you are ultimately interested in. So I'm going to grab this little chunk over here. To do this, all we do is basically come on over here, grab the rectangle selector. Our first line is one bounding of the rectangle, and then we just kind of do another one. It doesn't always make a ton of sense in terms of the selection area, but once you're good to go and you've got the area selected that you wish to do, you go ahead and do a confirm on that. Okay, it's still drawing. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, so there we go. And now we're going to confirm on that one. It's going to cut down that space. We can pick which format we wish this to be in. So I can go ahead and grab that as GLB. That sounds fine to me. And we'll go ahead and download that model. It's using credits that, again, I don't have. I can't make sense of them. And it doesn't actually download it. Instead, what you need to do is come here to your downloads folder, and it will now be available. So this is sort of all of the little snapshots of New York I did. As I mentioned, I've got 18,000 monthly credits. I don't know. I've never found a way to buy more. I've never seen pricing. I've never seen a way to pick other cities or any of that stuff. So you just, again, use this to go through New York and do it for free. Now, the interesting thing is these things are actually all under the Creative Commons license, so you can use them commercially if you wish. The licensing detail is available here, subscription, CC by 0. So that's what everything is under, but we're limited to this one city at this point in time and month. And if you're interested in getting another subscription, you can't. So I don't know how that's going to work. But again, we'll go back to the downloads. If you're using it in the Unity and you could actually get the Unity thing to work, you would just give it the position and the product key, the API key, and you'd go from there. But instead, I'm going to download the GLB file. So let's go ahead here. And this is going to download that little chunk of New York that I pulled out. Downloading it right here. It's 48 megabytes in size, so this is 333. All right, so we'll let that finish up. And now I will leave here. I'll go over to here. So this is the last one I did here. So 333.zip. We'll just go ahead and extract that guy out like this. And now let's fire up Blender. Now, the best part about this is I get to sacrifice a default cube. Goodbye, cube. All right, so come in here, File, Import, GLB file like so. Obviously, locate our guy. So downloads 333 and bring in the model. Now, this is going to take a little bit. So again, it's a 50 megabyte GLB file. So it's going to process for a little bit. And then it's also going to take a little bit of time for texture. So I will pause and be right back. All right, we'll assume that is done. Let's go take a look. There we go. There is our city. You're going to notice there is actually terrain and topography going on here. Let's select nothing. Okay, so here we go. This is our New York City environment. Let's go into fly mode and let's take a look. So again, you're not looking at super amazing awesomeness, but it's not bad. One of the neat things that they do, though, let me speed this up a little bit, is they actually put real-world street signs in. So you can actually, again, this is recreating a real-world environment. One thing I might want to do, though, let's go down here, and let's just increase the brightness of our world a little bit. All right, there we go. So let's go back into flying mode, and we'll speed this way up. And we are looking around somewhere in New York. I don't particularly know where. This is the island of Manhattan, but these are actual buildings. This is kind of mangled over here. I'm not sure what they did a bad job of there, because I think what they're sort of doing is they're taking geospatial data and then populating it with their own models as well, and then some AI in there. I'm not sure. Okay. I don't know what that is. But this is kind of what you can get out of it. Again, it's not AAA level. They do have, if you're using the key levels, though, there is multiple LODs. So as you get closer to things, it should look ultimately better. So you've got some things real-world modeling in here, and I think their intention is to actually come about and bring in more cities, so you'll be able to bring in real-world cities from anywhere. But right now, all they seem to have modeled is New York, and as you saw from some of the artifacts we saw going through it, it's not completely flawless, but it's a starting point, and it's kind of an interesting asset that's available. Now, if you're more interested in getting it from the Unity side of things, we do have an alternative there. They actually have, on the asset store, they have 2 packs, so Real New York City Volume 1 and Volume 2. So if you're a Unity developer and you don't want to mess around with any of the account stuff, any of the sign-up, any of the gathering of a specific area, they've got 2 packs here. I already added this one. So again, they are completely free. This one is around 30 Rockefeller Plaza. It is standard pipeline, but here you can see it in action. Obviously, this version looks a lot cleaner than the area I got, so I don't know if they cleaned it up a little bit by hands. But again, you're seeing some of the rooftops from satellite maps that are not flawless. But if you're using this for a driving game, a simulator, a level prototype, it is definitely a usable asset, but it's no means flawless. So, yeah, that is it. This is, again, a somewhat famous building that I do not remember the name of, but it is being modeled right here. So it is a recreation of New York City. They have done the entirety of New York. So if you want to grab a specific area, or if you live in New York, you want to check to see if your particular building made it in, you can do so. Again, just head on over to geopipe.ai. All of New York is here. Basically, you just pick the area that you wish, around the space that you want to grab, and then you basically confirm it, download it, and you are off to the races. Again, there is a Unity SDK. Didn't work for me. There is an Unreal Engine SDK that I've never found anywhere. I just found mentions of it. So there's references to Unreal Engine. I just have never found it. So realistically, what this is a free recreation of New York digitally. Again, it's not flawless, but I think it could be useful to some of you. So let me know what you think, and I shall talk to you all later. Goodbye.